Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Extinct Breaks Originals. And for this very special episode, we'll be featuring the LYKA custom Jurassic World Dominion Dilophosaurus. This is also in collaboration with Toy Universe. But before we head on with this video, the guest PC contest winners will be announced later on. And now for the making of our Dilophosaurus. So here is how the Dilophosaurus is actually made of from the mini raptors that I have. I modified it, lengthened the neck so that it's an S shape. I actually use non-sag epoxy, equal parts A and B, and now we're just filling on some details here. We're kind of modifying as well the neck, the torso, as well as that of the tail. Of course, this particular raptor minifigure has a single claw to it, so we remove those as well. For the crest, we actually used here a foam sheet material around a 3mm stick, and we cut out those crests and attach it to the raptor head here. Now it looks like a Dilophosaurus. Now once the sculpt is actually done, we'll just have to wait for it to cure, and now we will be painting on this one. Of course, we'll have to primer it with gray Boston number 68. So we also have here the cutout of our frill here, which can be detached and also attached as well. So this goes out like that, and now it's time for us to paint. We will be using some brushes, of course, acrylics, and some water. Now let's paint. Oh, don't mind my dirty finger here. It is actually a mark for when you have already voted. May 9 here in the Philippines is actually the presidential elections, and we have actually voted for and also made a stand for our president. And although my candidate didn't win, I'm fine with it. But you know, as long as you have vote for the right person and you think it would be good for the country, then that's enough. Now we're actually painting on our Dilophosaurus. We're painting it white for most parts, wherein there will be colors of oranges and gray. But since this is a small figure, I figured I'd better, you know, paint on some other details as well on this figure. So some parts of the figure will have lighter coloration of yellow-green. So this is a mixture of yellow ochre and olive green with some white. And we're painting it on strategic areas such as that of the tail, the underbelly, the sides of the body, and the lower jaw of our Dilophosaurus. Also the lower sections of the neck. Now that is done, we are now going to proceed with coloration of the body of our Dilophosaurus, and this is a mixture of the olive greens that we have here earlier on, some blues, and a little bit of white. So sometimes I make mistakes wherein I think it's too dark, so I had two coats of this one. The upper coat or the secondary coat is actually much lighter than this one. So once this is actually dried, we have here a mixture of yellows on the current greens, and we're using this as the transition colors for the darker greens earlier on and the lighter colors of the underbelly and also the sides of the body. Now using this very detailed brush, we're putting in details of scales on the sides like so. And this will be the same style we will be doing on the legs as well as that of the neck. Now for a little bit of variance, this is actually a dark green plus a little bit of black, and we're painting it on the legs here. So the legs will have some scaling details like so. So we're using again the fine tip brush for this one. Alright, so this will also apply for the topmost portions of the body and also around the eyes. So we're painting on the tail here, and we're going to do the same on the other parts of the sections of the body and also the neck. So first up, as you can see here, I'm actually doing this on one section of the body first, and then later on the other side, I will try to replicate and somehow, make it as uniform as possible with the other side or the initial side that we painted on. And now for the frills. So the frills is actually a mixture gradient of yellows to orange and then black on the sides. So first up, we start off with the lighter colors. So yellows first, and then oranges, and then later on we'll add in the darker colors. So in between, I actually use a hair dryer so that it would dry faster. So same goes for the other side of the frill, so that it's back to back. Now the crest of our Dilophosaurus here has the same coloration as that of the frills. So I based it out with white initially, and now we're painting it with orange. It is a slight gradient to it, so from the orange I added in more yellows to it, and we're putting it on the topmost portions of the Dilophosaurus crest. Now we let it dry, and then it's now up for some more details. Okay, so now that the the bright colors are now dried, we're now going to paint on the darker parts of this particular figure. So with a mixture of red and as well as black, we're painting on some scales on the legs of our Dilophosaurus here, much like how we actually, or I actually do some details on some of the theropods that I have so far. Now using the same colors that we placed on the legs, we're creating details of red veins, I guess, and also markings on the frills of our Dilophosaurus. So it will have two rows of circular red lines, and then horizontally there will also be some lines going towards the edges of the Dilophosaurus frill. Now that that is already dry, we are now ready to color in black on the edges of the frill. Actually, this is not black, this is a mixture of red and black as well. So we're painting it on the edges of the Dilophosaurus frill. And that's it for the making of our Dilophosaurus. I hope you enjoyed this one and learned something from it as well. Now let's proceed with the announcement of the Guess SPC contest winners. And of course, we have 10 lucky picks. Here they are: Kermit, Little Scientist, Necro, Robert, Kuka, Saison, Pyro, Pterodactyl Scales, Gabriel, Aiden. Congratulations everyone! And now for our top 10 winners. Emperor of James, Underbro MB54, Rexy at Briggs, 21PM, Peter Invictus, Ice Dragon, Victor Gabriel, Trademark 11 years old boy,
Top 2,
LYKA, and Colton Todd. Congratulations everyone, and I'll see you in the next SPC contest. For those of you who would like to join, here's how. Just click on the Extinct Bricks icon and it will lead you to the Extinct Bricks homepage. And in the homepage, just click on the community link and it will lead you to all our posts. I'll see you there everyone! And now for a sub-breaks. Alright, let's count down the number of parts to this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 parts to it. Let's start by connecting the head with the lower jaw. Let's connect this to the body. Let's now connect the arms. And then the other one. Now for the legs. There's the other. And then the last piece would be of course the frill, which you can remove or put in. And that's it for our Dilophosaurus from Jurassic World Dominion. And now for a little bit of Extinct Breeds Dino Trivia. Dilophosaurus gets its name from the thin crest of bone on top of its head. Its frill and ability to spit venom is a prey is actually made up, and there is no proof for such capabilities. Now for a closer look. Hello again, and we're back for our closer look on our Dilophosaurus. We have here Claire. This is actually Moira, and she's quite scared of the Dilophosaurus. This one is the first time we've ever did a Dilophosaurus of this size, and we're going to do some size comparisons later on with some Dilophosauruses that we've had, got the chance to repaint, as well as the Lego Dilophosaurus, how it compares with our new Dilophosaurus here. So we'll see Moira in a bit. Shall we now proceed with the closer look on our Dilophosaurus? So the Dilophosaurus here is actually based off from this particular photo, which is the animatronic for the Jurassic World Dominion Dilophosaurus. So the colors are quite different compared to that of the Jurassic Park one. However, it poses some similarities as well. So of course, one of the similarities it has would be the frills on the Dilophosaurus. So the same frills were actually yellow and orange, but I think the new Dilophosaurus has this more orangey reddish feel to it, so I colored it as such. The edges of the frills are likewise blackish or darker than the usual, so I colored it the same way. In the Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus, I think the crest on the Dilophosaurus is quite different. I think it also has this reddish vibe to it, but this one has a more solid color to it with darker coloration of the crest. So this Dilophosaurus has the same articulations that of the Velociraptors, but as you can see, I had made several changes into the neck position. This one has a longer neck now. The tail is likewise longer. The body is longer as well, and it has two slots in the back. So the frills here can actually be removed like so. So you can actually play with the Dilophosaurus without the frills. Or maybe the Dilophosaurus will go and jump at you, and then he'll eventually display his frills like that and spit venom on you. Like that. Alright, so without the frill, the Dilophosaurus in itself is quite impressive. You can see here the S neck shape to it, and the coloration of the body is somewhat similar to the animatronic as well. It has this lighter underbelly to it. The legs and also the arms has a whitish feel with a reddish coloration or pinkish coloration to it. The overall colors of the body is green with darker green on top, and then the crest here, the double crest of the Dilophosaurus, has this orange feels with darker details. So don't mind my my finger, I just voted, and this is the vote mark that we have here in the Philippines. So yeah, Alright, so that's the closer look at our Dilophosaurus so far. Oh, but wait, this Dilophosaurus actually has several articulations to it. So it can open and close its mouth like so. The neck can likewise move from right to left, right and left. And of course the arms can likewise move, and the legs. The tip of the tail is quite bendable as well. And in addition to that, it has this removable frill on the Dilophosaurus. So that's our closer look on our Dilophosaurus. Now for some size comparisons. And we're back for some size comparisons. Of course, Mara is back here for us to compare with the size of our Dilophosaurus here. So, the Dilophosaurus in the Jurassic Park franchise have a lot of, discrepancies in terms of what really is the size of Dilophosaurus, right? So, this one is, we're just comparing it with the size of how it is in the actual movie. So, when Claire was actually attacked by the Dilophosaurus, it was short of, as near as this, and I think this is a good size for how we can compare the Dilophosaurus from Jurassic World Dominion and a human being. Alright, so let's now compare with other Dilophosauruses that we have here on Extinct Week so far. So among the figures that I have would be coming from LEGO, some repaints as well, and customs that you may be interested in seeing as well. So let's move on with our size comparisons. So first up we have our Dilophosaurus LEGO, which was quite released earlier on, and it's also included in the Jurassic World Dominion set. So this is the Dilophosaurus from that set. So it's quite a good figure, to be honest. The size is not bad. It's the smaller Dilophosaurus that I have. So compared to this Dilophosaurus, you can see that the size is quite similar in length. However, this one is quite bigger, or is bigger than this one with the LEGO Jurassic World Dilophosaurus. The Dilophosaurus by LEGO doesn't have really, articulations to it. It's just a standalone, but it can open and close its mouth. The frills are likewise open, like you can see there, but I think it would have been nicer if the frills were directed towards until here. So, but anyway, so it's still a good sculpt by LEGO, so congratulations on this one. So that's the Dilophosaurus LEGO for you guys. Let's now move on with another one. This is also a LEGO Dilophosaurus, which was part of the I think it's the 2015 release. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, this is also a LEGO figure. It's as big as those regular Velociraptors that we have, and although it's quite large, I think it can be the dad or actually an actual size of the Dilophosaurus. However, this could be a bit smaller, because if you're going to take a look here at the size of Claire, Dilophosaurus would actually be bigger than this one. So since we have that in mind already, let's now proceed with some of the repaints and also modifications that I have for this same Velociraptor. So one would be this one. This is the Jurassic Park Velociraptor. As you can see, it's actually just a repaint of Dilophosaurus. It has this black coloration on the eyes. It has additional markings on the body with white, I guess those are white markings on the scales in itself. Likewise has this white edges on the legs and the arms, and of course this reddish, I don't know, a reddish throat to it. So that is the Jurassic Park 1 Dilophosaurus. And of course, to partner that one up, I actually have this one as well. It's the Dilophosaurus without the frills. So here you can have already a good look on how that Dilophosaurus from LEGO would look like if it doesn't have any frills. So it's not a repaint. I just made, adjustments into additional markings on the neck because it has to have some color, right? So this is our Dilophosaurus remake. And since we're talking about remakes, here we have our Dilophosaurus from Jurassic Park novel. So if we're just going to adjust your camera a bit so that we can fit this huge thing. Alright, so here is our Dilophosaurus from Jurassic Park. And although the Jurassic Park novel didn't explicitly include that Dilophosaurus if it had frills, actually it looked good even with frills and without. So let me just take out the frills here, and there you go. So that's how the Dilophosaurus looks like. So in the Jurassic Park novel, the Dilophosaurus is actually described as a yellowish orange with leopard-like markings. So that is actually my inspiration for this particular remake of the Dilophosaurus from Jurassic Park novel. So also, Mike from EB Toy Universe also made the Dilophosaurus from the Jurassic World, the game, Dilophosaurus. Let me just attach here the frills on this one. So this actually looks really awesome. The frills are gigantic, and even the crests here are also out of this world large, because that is how it is in the Jurassic World, the game, Dilophosaurus. And I think he really did a great job at depicting how it looks like. It's not very true to the Lego aesthetic, but definitely is something that is very true to the lost, what do we call that, the game in itself. So Jurassic World, the game, Dilophosaurus by EB Toy Universe. So this is a cool custom figure as well. So yeah. Alright, so that's it for the size comparisons, guys. We can now move on with Extinct Species Roll Call. And we have here all the creatures that we have here so far that I've shown you. But if you do have other suggestions of other creatures that you'd like to see here on the Extinct Jurassic World Dominion series, then please comment them down below. Also, Mario here would like to remind you guys that all that you see here are actually available in our Extinct playlist, at least those that are customs. But I'll be also placing in individual links of most of the costumes here in the description box below, so check them out, guys. Let's now begin with our Extinct Species Roll Call, shall we? Let's start with here. This is EB Toy Universe Dilophosaurus level 40. This is the frillless Dilophosaurus by Extinct, of course. This is the Jurassic Park version 1 repaint of our Dilophosaurus. This is our Lego Dilophosaurus. This is also our Lego Dilophosaurus. This is my version of the Extinct Jurassic Park novel Dilophosaurus. And of course, to start the show here, this is our Jurassic World Dominion Dilophosaurus. And that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll be adding in some video clips of the Dilophosaurus, so watch out until the end of the video. Oh no, Mara is in trouble. I hope someone saves her from this Dilophosaurus. And that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, thank you so much for all your likes, your shares, and your views. For that, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Also, please do not forget to support our other channels, EB Toy Universe and the Adventures of Moira and Usher. Please watch their videos and support our channel by subscribing. And as we always would say, let your inner dino brick roar! Thanks everyone, and bye!